Welcome to There's a Coach for That TV. From health to wealth, relationships to business, and more.
Whatever challenge you're facing, there's a coach for that.
Welcome back to another soul-stirring edition of There's a Coach for That Masterclass series brought to you weekly on our Roku and Amazon Fire channels as well as our radio stations. Hope you've been enjoying it. And I'm your host, Raven Blair Glover. If you've ever felt stuck, which I'm sure from time to time you have, unsure, or even just in need of a little guidance, to kind of push you forward, past the pain to your power and to move you to your next level, well, just remember, you never are alone. You know why? Because there's a coach for that. And that's exactly why we created this show, because I'm a big believer in coaches and mentors. They certainly have changed my life. I bet they have changed yours too. And we want to just always remind our listeners and viewers that you don't have to be stuck in a rut. You don't have to be frozen in fear. You don't have to wonder, how can you do what you do? You don't have to put all that weight on yourself. There's always a coach for that. Let them help you. Support the ones that you see on our network for sure. And today, we're back with amazing and empowering Lisa Copeland, a national recognized love coach, dating expert, and best-selling author, helping women over 50 find quality, find lasting, and happy love without settling. How cool is that? Now, in episode 1 and 2, we got to know Lisa, who she is, a little bit about her background. Talked about the mindset shifts needed for dating after 50, the emotional blocks that keep women from love, and how confidence and clarity are key to attracting the right kind of relationship. So if you missed those, you want to go back because they are on demand. You can listen whenever you want. You can curl up with a blankie and on your couch or in the bed, sit back. You don't have to be at your desk. This is TV, so you can just totally relax and watch it. But today, you're in for a real treat because she's back, as you can see. Lisa, welcome back to the show. We're beyond thrilled to have you here for what may be, well, we're just excited. Right now, people are wanting closeness. They're wanting love. They want affection because there's so much craziness going on in the world. And most people, not all, because some people love being alone. If you know it, they love it, they're okay. But most of the women I talk to, they're like, if I could just find that one person, that wouldn't add to the stress, but maybe lift up my world just a little bit, I'd be happy. So we're glad to have you back. Maybe we can help some folks out today. That would be great. Last time you spoke about how women often, let's say, self-sabotage. I know I did it, so many times I'm in my fourth marriage. So I know that happens. And you said they self-sabotage without even realizing it. And I think that's what happened to me. So let's pick up from there. I think that's a great place to start. What are some of the most common internal blocks your clients face, and how do you help them release those to, open up themselves so they can be open for that love that they keep asking for?
Well, that's a good question. I think one of the biggest blocks for women is that they end up staying with men who are interesting, but not necessarily commitment oriented for a relationship.
Yeah.
And they're looking for the wrong things. They're looking for chemistry. They're looking for that little jazz they feel, the excitement. And what happens is they actually block themselves from a really good guy. It takes time to get to know someone. And
Yeah.
and the biggest problem is we're trying to make this major decision based on fear of, will I choose wrong again if
Hmm.
someone is the one on a coffee date? And you just can't do that. I mean, I always tell my clients, if a guy's really nice, give him like 4 or 5 chances. Hang out with him. We did
Yeah.
not do this when we were younger.
Oh
We
no.
spent time with whoever we were dating, especially if you did this like really young, like I did in college. And we hung out for almost 2 years before we even thought about marriage. I know the clock is ticking. I get that. But one date is not enough
Uh,
to see if he's the one, because he could be
yeah.
calling you. See, this is where we mess up. He's
Hmm.
calling us, he seems attentive, but you don't really know where you stand with him. You don't know
Okay.
relationship wise where you stand. And that's where we
Hmm.
get really mixed up. We put our hearts out and we get hurt because we've
Yeah.
chosen another guy who's not really ready for what we want. And you don't want to go on that first date interrogating someone. Are you ready for a
Yeah.
relationship? Are you committed?
Yeah. No,
You
I
know,
agree with that. I was watching a show. I don't know if you ever watched it. There's a TV show, I think it's on OWN, and it's called Ready to Love. And so, and the guys and girls are meeting each other. It's a group, and they stay in this one house. And the ladies always say their clock is ticking. I want to be married like in 3 to 6 months, you should know. And my husband and I, we like to watch the show together because he said I did the same thing, and we just watched the fear on the guys. I mean, they go from really enjoying the lady to, whoa, I can't do 3 to 6 months. First of all, I got to at least know 6 months because they say, we got to get past the pretend and get to the real me show up to you and the real you show up for me. And they said, whether you plan it or not and intentionally or not, you're not the real you till you're about 6 months in. And then they may get to, but most guys seem to want at least a good year. Is that what you noticed too?
I think it's fine. I think that it is, you're absolutely right about getting to know someone. We
Yeah.
are on our best behavior and we're doing everything right. And
Yeah.
then one day the rose-colored glasses come off and we go,
Uh,
who is this person? Why did they change? They didn't change. We just didn't give them a chance to
a
see their
chance.
real personality.
Ah,
And
ladies, that's us. Because we want to rush, and most people aren't talking about their clock ticking. If they're like, what is it, 30, close to 30, they start saying, "Oh, I'll be 30 next month," or "I'll
that's the
be
baby
30."
thing.
Yeah, huh?
That's the baby clock ticking then.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Over 50, it's like the clock is ticking. How much more time do I have to find love?
Oh, okay. So you're yeah.
And
Well, so I forgot you're mainly focused on them, so you don't have to deal with too many people that want a baby over 50, huh?
no, not even sure if anyone can have a baby over 50, but I'm sure it's someone will find they can. It's
Yeah.
and the clock, when you put that kind of pressure on yourself, again, you're
Hmm.
coming from the base of fear and not the
Uh-huh.
base of, you know what? I'm just going to explore and see what's possible. I'm going to
Yeah.
get to know a man. The other thing is getting dating questions that create history and not
Hmm.
dating questions of, I'm going to fill out my checklist right now, talking to you. And if you have even one blank spot, bye bye.
Uh-huh.
Because you miss good guys that way. And a guy may not right then and there tick the boxes because it's a first date, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
and it's the other thing that blocks women is they go online and if he's not cute, swipe left. He's not my type, swipe left. And the problem with that is you don't know if he's your type. And most women go after their old type, which if it worked, they would be with their old type.
Yeah.
And if the
Yeah.
guy, and they can look at a guy and they'll go, not my type. Because
Yeah.
we're going with what feels familiar to us.
Uh-huh.
And
Uh-huh.
it's very hard for us to get out of that feeling of familiar
That's
and to
that's what it
try
is.
something new.
Yeah. They say they don't want it, or we say we don't want it, but then that's what we're attracted to. And Here we go again. What
Yeah.
is often the first, Lisa, aha moment women experience when they start working with you and, they start finding themselves like, oh, wow, I did that before. And I don't want this guy. He reminds me of the old guy, but it's something about him I like. So, what's the first I should say that lets you know, okay, here we go again.
Well, I don't think, oh, here we go again. I go, yay, they're seeing this. They're going to see this because I encourage women that I'm working with to hold off dating until they get through the first half of my love attraction blueprint.
Mm.
Because otherwise, they're going to go out and repeat everything that they have done wrong. They
Mhm.
have to put in places new things
Mhm.
and new ways of seeing everything. And every woman creates what's called a quality man template. It is a
Mhm.
clear vision of who you now want because we date
Mhm.
from our 20s, but we're not looking for the same things we did in our
Yeah.
20s.
Mm.
So the biggest ahas come when they create the first part of this quality man template. It's called the pattern chart. And it's when they get real clear on the men they've been dating and
Mm.
why they've been dating them and what's made them continue to repeat that pattern. That is the beginning of breaking a pattern of going after your old type who doesn't work. So
Yeah.
they do this on paper, very old school. They have to download it and print it, and they do it on paper. And there's something about seeing it in black and white where they see, oh my God, this is the same guy in different clothes, different shoes. And
Yeah.
then how I help them get an understanding of why they're doing that. And that is the
Mm.
biggest aha that starts to make the shift in being able to see a good man for them now. Because most women
Got it.
can't see that. Because they
Yeah.
can't look across at the
Makes
bar and go,
sense.
that guy's cute, he's my type.
Mhm.
Okay,
Mhm.
maybe, maybe not.
Yeah.
You just don't know. And you have to really know what your type is. And I've had women say to me, oh, I know what I'm looking for. He has to be successful. He has to have money. He has to have this. He has to have that. And what's really missing in a lot of this is what are the values you're looking for,
Oh
not the
yeah,
qualities.
values. Yeah. Oh
The,
yeah, values. What do
the
you think
qual
about that?
You can have
There's no.
someone successful, but you want your value to be
Yeah,
success, not,
absolutely.
and if their value is success, of course they're going to be successful because that's their
Yeah.
value. But if you're thinking he has to make this amount of money to take me here, to take me there, that is not the basis for a long-term relationship to last.
Yeah, I get that. Okay. How does confidence, Lisa, shift the kind of love women begin to attract once they start really getting into the game? Do you see, okay, their confidence is kicking in before they even know it? And if so, how?
That is the first place in that love attraction blueprint where they start is their confidence. Because
Mm.
their confidence is what creates what you attract. You can only attract from where you're at. If you're
Mm.
hypercritical of yourself, which most of us are, thanks to social media, but even back in the day, magazines, we grew up with Twiggy, we grew up with unrealistic people also, but today it's even worse. And
Hmm.
as we're aging and we see all these people on social media that look like they're 10, maybe in their 30s when they're really 80. It's like, well, how do I compare to that? And the key is you want to get really within yourself and feel good about yourself.
Yeah.
That is the first thing. Because if
Mm.
you don't feel good about yourself, you're going to attract someone that doesn't feel good about themselves or is going to be hypercritical of you because you're
Mm.
so critical of yourself.
Yeah,
Because on
that
a
makes
woo-woo
sense.
level, oh, go ahead.
No, I was saying that makes sense what you just said. Yeah,
And on
for
a
sure.
woo-woo level,
Hmm.
if everything on the outside is a reflection of who we are on the inside. So
Hmm.
what happens is if we're critical of ourselves, we're going to go on dates, and instead of looking for the good in someone, we're
Hmm.
going to go and look for the bad. And that's all we're
Mm.
going to find. And then it clouds our judgment of who's good or who could be a potential fit for us. So that's a
Wow.
problem. And
That's
that's
a
when
huge
the,
slide.
the pool starts to narrow to about this big,
Uh-huh.
because all we've done is look at the negatives because we're so focused on our own and we don't want somebody rejecting us for our stuff.
Mhm. Yeah, so we're blocking our blessings and closing up the circle of opportunity, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then sometimes we just settle, because we feel like we don't have enough options. So, well, I need to pick one. I don't want to lose them all, so I'll go with that one.
Or sometimes we just stay alone because
Yeah,
we don't think there's anyone out there.
yeah.
They are out there. You can't necessarily see them.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't
Mm.
necessarily look like you thought they would look. Most women tell me if they hadn't done this work, they never would have met their guy. They would have passed him by. And
Oh,
they're in the best
wow.
relationships of their life, getting married in their 50s, 60s, and 70s,
Mm-hmm.
living with guys, being in long-term relationships, living apart. We have so many choices. It doesn't
Yeah,
have to be the old paradigm of get married. It can be you have other choices too.
absolutely. Okay, now I want to talk about privacy because nowadays more than ever, people are scared to send a picture because they don't know what's going to happen after the picture. Privacy is just, I think, so uber, as the young kids say, important these days. It's always been, but it seems like with all the technology and stuff, it's even more important. So, first of all, do you find that that's been an issue with the people that you work with? Let's start there. Have many of them said that I don't want to go on a dating app? I'm worried about my privacy, you know, anything like that?
I've had women who are higher up in whatever they're doing not want to be on a dating app because
Mm-hmm.
they don't want people to know. And I go, but they're dating and they're
Mm-hmm.
not going to judge you for that. They're worried that people will judge them for being on a dating app. But the only people on the apps or the dating sites, or the 99% of the people, there are some married
Mm-hmm.
people, there are scammers, but the other people are on there because they want to find love too.
Mm-hmm.
And so I say, they're there for that too. And, to find love. I think the biggest thing yeah, people are afraid of being embarrassed. They're afraid of people knowing what their business is and all that.
You're finding that that's the problem more than the privacy issue, huh? Mm-hmm.
Well, then the other part is safety with privacy. So
Okay, that's got to be huge. Mm-hmm.
I encourage women to get a Google email, a Gmail account, and get a Google phone number. And
Oh,
don't get a
yeah.
burner phone because that is like a scammery kind of thing. But if you get a Google phone number, you can tell them this is a Google phone number. And I do give my real phone number when I feel safe with someone. A good guy's going to understand
You
that.
understand that. They're going to
Yeah.
get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. That's a good idea. Yeah.
Or they'll say, here's my number, call me, and you just tell them I'm going to star 67 you. But if you use a Google number where you're not traceable and you don't tell them, that's a big red flag. The
Mm.
other thing is don't put in writing anything you don't want seen ever because you expose your privacy with a million texts and pictures and whatever, whether it's on the dating site and they pull it off, or the guy or the girl pulls it off and uses it somewhere, or whether it is text to text.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to send pictures of your private parts. You don't want, guys, even over 50 will ask for that. Do not send anything because you don't want that put out in public in the future if something doesn't work out.
I'm still in shock people do that, really.
I know,
Like,
I
I
know,
can't believe it. I'm
I
like, I cannot believe people are doing that. And it's not just, I used to think it was the younger ones, but it's not. That's the thing. And when I'm watching TV and I'm like, I can't believe that, especially now, because everybody knows whatever goes out text is out there. Okay. So like you said, you have to be careful of writing. I always tell my kids that, when they're sharing their political thoughts, I'm like, don't put it in text. Whatever you think, you say it right there in front of the person. Don't put it in writing, don't put it in text. And the pictures you really have to be careful of. Because you
Very
guys might
careful.
be getting along for a minute. Nowadays, some people are just, they want to get back at you. Look what happened to the Kardashian. What's her name? Kim. So you never know.
That's the
Yeah.
privacy issue, and you have control
Mm-hmm.
over that. Get
Mm-hmm.
someone to the phone, get some, really, recommend getting to a meet and greet safely in terms of let someone know you're going, where you're
Yeah.
going, who you're going to be with, and when you're done with the date, as well as
Yeah.
when you started the date. And
Yeah.
that's the safety thing that you have control over.
Mm-hmm.
You, the Google Voice number, don't put too
Mm-hmm.
much in text, don't send pictures, and let someone know where you are. That is more safety stuff. With privacy, um, if you don't want your picture on there, you can always say, I'll send my picture on a dating site. You'll get less views because people don't know, and you can get some weirdos because of that. If you're a woman, most men, well, everybody's visual. They want to see what you look like.
Mm-hmm.
And you can write your profile up and say, I'm happy to send you my picture. Just, email me or, contact me on the dating site and I will.
Mm.
If you're going on an app where you're swiping, that's probably not going to happen.
Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
yeah.
I know your clients and stuff is private, but are there any case studies you can share on some examples of women that came in knowing they wanted to find a quality man or just a man, but they were resistant. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we can want something, but still we can be so resistant. We do start sabotaging and just kind of closing the door that's been open. So have you any clients or case studies you can talk about without saying their name to where maybe they were like this at first and then maybe they're having the fun of their life right now with their men?
So what I usually get, and I have videos on YouTube with women who have done testimonials. Now, these are women over 50. Most women do not want to put their face in a
Yeah.
YouTube video on YouTube because it is so talk about privacy. And even with the testimonials, they will write their first name. They're a very private group. And that's how we
Mhm.
were brought up.
Yeah.
But they're on there. Most women that are successful working with me are not resistant to changing how they're dating. They've usually come to me after years of no success. They'll even say, I followed you for 5 years
Mhm.
before I was ready to really step up and do this work. So they're usually very open. The people that aren't open, the people that really just want affirmation from me that
Mhm.
boohoo, I haven't found a person yet.
Mhm.
That's not the person that I usually work with. Or if I
Oh, okay.
do, and they think
Mhm.
they know more than I do, and that they want confirmation that what they're doing is right, even though it's not getting them anywhere, I don't continue working with them because why pay money if you're not going to follow the advice?
And yeah, that's just like it's a waste. You sign up for something, mentoring or coaching, and you're not willing to follow, what's supposed to be done, do the
Right.
homework, do whatever you want to call it, do the work. Let's just say do the work. And here's the thing, a lot of times I know for myself, it just makes me just want to tell them, hey, if you're not going to be involved, if you're not going to do the work, you know, we need to end this because we have pride as coaches. We do. And most of us are not just sitting around because we, are just signing someone up and rolling them just for the money. You know,
Right.
we want them to do the work. We get thrilled when we see them blossoming. I know that you must when someone actually writes you and say, I found the one, or you get pictures and of them married or, it's got to just make you feel so good. But what I want to ask you is what about divorced and widowed? If they are coming from that situation, Lisa, is there a different way that you go into your coaching and guidance with them than if someone's just fresh out the door, they're 50 and they never been married, believe it or not, there's a few, they're not divorced, and they just, hey, I'm ready to settle down. Because a lot of women nowadays, they put career first. And sometimes they don't want to get in a situation where they're going to have to change that. So they want to get a house first and stuff. I've heard this. So if they are coming from a divorce or widow, how do you go into that coaching? And what's the difference on how you handle those situations? Because they're a lot tougher, right?
I could tell you all three. Let's start with never been married. I
Okay.
think the hardest part of that is they are probably the most closed-minded for making this happen.
Mm-hmm.
They want it, but they're afraid of it. So they are
Mm-hmm.
the ones that do resist the most. And because they're running a fear program of, I'm going to give up my independence, I'm going to do
Yeah.
this, I'm going to do that, or I'm going to lose, I'm going to lose. So
Mm-hmm.
a part of them desperately wants it, a part of them is petrified of it. So they are the most challenging. They feel they've tried everything, which they usually have not, but they feel they have, and they're the hardest to be open to new ideas. Now, that being said, I have had women who have never been married go through my program and get married. Divorced people. The important thing about divorced people is they need to take the time to heal from the divorce.
Mm-hmm.
For both divorce and widows, they
Mm-hmm.
both need to take the time to heal. If you're still crying, if you're still pissed off, if you're still grieving, whether you're divorced or widowed, take the time. Because
Mm-hmm.
if you don't, you're just going to, one, especially with divorce, reattract what you left because you
Mm-hmm.
didn't finish healing from it.
Mm-hmm.
And you definitely need to, work through any emotions that you still have. But divorced people are fine. They're fearful they're going to choose wrong again. Women that are widows, they say they're over their husband, but they're really in the beginning try and go out there and look for him in a different body, which, divorced people do too, but they don't
Yeah.
realize they're doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Widows, they can be very successful at this, but they have to recognize that they can't bring their late husband into the room. And it means it's time to take all the pictures of that person, put them in a separate space. They're not all over your house. It's very hard to invite someone in your life when
When
everything
it's
is still
like
sitting
that.
around with the
Oh,
two of you.
yeah. Yeah.
It's like having three come onto a date.
Very
And
uncomfortable. Mm-hmm.
yeah, it is uncomfortable. And uh, that quality man template really helps them because there's things they did not like about their husband necessarily. They get to
Mm-hmm.
change that. And there's
Mm.
certain qualities and values they loved, and they get to ask for that again.
Yeah.
And without recreating their late spouse, you know,
Yeah.
because they'll look across the room and they'll go, he reminds me of like my late spouse, but that's not good. You don't want that.
Yeah,
But
get
most
rid of
people,
those pictures for sure. And the whatever's in the bathroom, please get rid of that. Combs and
yeah,
brushes. Because women, I know for sure women will look. That we go if there's a cabinet and it has a door and if there's a drawer, we're gonna look because we're not looking to find anything except for is there another woman that left her brush? Ooh, that stuff used to make me mad. And I would leave a comb. Look, they leave a brush, I leave a comb.
it's not usually in divorced men. It's in widowed men that are widows. They'll have clothing of their late wife still there. They'll have
Oh,
her
well,
robes
that's
hanging
very
on the back of the
understandable.
door.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
the
So
woman coming in ought to have a little bit more sympathy for a situation like that because, you know, they could be looking for someone else because they just know it's time and you're friends of them. And I think you can tell me if I'm wrong, if they're upfront and honest about that and say, look, my mate has been gone for years, we've been sweethearts or whatever for forever. And when you come over, you're going to see some things, but she's gone. I'm just, to be honest, having a hard time. Then that way, the lady can make, or the guy can make a decision. Okay, do I want to stay with this person? Is he just too still into it or not? But that I would be a little bit more understandable in that situation, I think.
Um, I think women can be compassionate about it to a degree. And then it's
Okay,
like, if we're going further, it is
it's
time
got to
to put
go.
stuff away
It's got to
or get
go.
rid of it. Give it to their kids or give it to Goodwill or create a drawer with pictures. When you have a massive picture of your late spouse and your whole
Yeah,
family sitting on a wall,
yeah,
you are shutting out the
that is
possibility
true.
for someone to come in.
And if
So,
you guys look anything alike, it really makes the person feel insecure. Well, they just met with me because I remind them of their wife. Don't say
yeah.
that either. I hear when people say, "Oh, you remind me of." Other than that, we were good, but you remind me of them. That's not what anybody wants to hear
And you
for
see
sure.
that. I've seen
Yes.
lots of widowed women who married men that looked a lot like their late husband. It's
Hmm.
really interesting, even if the marriage wasn't good. And that
Hmm.
goes back to what we started talking about in the very beginning
Yeah.
about how we're choosing people that keeps us stuck
Yeah.
because it's familiar.
Mm. So, Lisa, what would you like the women over 50 to know about their possibility in this new era?
There's definitely possibility. It feels like there's not because we're looking for the wrong things a lot of times
Hmm.
and we're
Hmm.
not opening to guys that may not be as cute but are great guys. And, you know, sometimes I remember when I first started dating, I looked around at my friends' husbands and I thought about them on a dating site. And, I absolutely love and adore them, but I personally know them. But I thought, all right, if I saw their picture, what would I think? And
Hmm.
some of them I'd be like, but they're great guys. So this is why
Yeah.
this really is a problem. You got to give people a chance that seem nice and see them
Yeah.
in real life because someone that you see online may be a swipe left and you met them in
Hmm.
real life and they're really amazing because you see their personality.
Yeah. You just give people a chance. Give yourself a chance. Give yourself permission to succeed in finding that quality man, y'all.
And it is
It,
possible. It
it is
really, really
possible.
is. Yeah. And you
Yeah.
have a lot of it too is expectations. We have to watch our expectations of how everything has to look. I think the hardest part about dating after 50 is we're pretty set in our ways. And in our 20s, we were creating with someone and we didn't know anything. So that was easy. It was like a blank slate. But
Yeah.
now we have so much fear of, well, I have to give up stuff. And that comes from as women, we're such people pleasers and
Hmm.
we know that we give ourselves up. And that's part of the confidence. Get clear on what you want. Get clear on your boundaries. Be kind about expressing them. And then create something with someone that works for both of you. Don't give yourself up because that's the
Like
biggest
that.
fear women have is my life is not going to be better. I'm going to be a nurse or a purse.
Hmm.
And but your life can be better. You can attest to that, Raven. You're very happy.
Hey, four time is a charm. Run from three. Okay.
I wouldn't say that.
I know. In my show, I can get away with it. Okay.
As a dating coach, I would tell you there's the second might be great, the third might be great, the fourth might be great, whatever it is. It
There you
finally
go.
clicked.
We'll be right back after a quick commercial break.
Ladies, can we talk about dating after 50? Because apparently some men think emotionally available means they own a phone. You go on a date, he talks about his ex. 45 minutes.
She threw away my prized golf clubs. She really broke my heart. But if you change, you let them win, right?
Sir, I am not your therapist.
Or my favorite.
I'm very passionate about my career. I'm not really looking for anything serious.
Then why are you here, Bob? This isn't Costco. You can't just sample women. And let's be honest, you're not desperate, you're not too picky, and you are definitely not invisible.
You just don't want to waste time anymore. You want a kind man, a grown-up man, a quality man.
I'm Lisa Copeland. If you're ready to stop dating projects and start dating partners, visit findaqualityman.com because Bob is not the prize. You are.
Hi, I'm Jamie Boone, field reporter for findaqualityman.com. Today we're on the streets of Houston, Texas, asking women over 50 one simple question: what does a quality man look like? I just turned 50 and I certainly want to know. Let's find out. When you hear the words quality man, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Someone who's honest. What's one quality you won't compromise on anymore?
Communication, trust, loyalty, integrity, consistency. That's not one.
Do you think it's harder to find a quality man after 50? No, I think we're just pickier. What's the biggest dating mistake people over 50 make? Settling. Giving up too soon. If you could give one piece of dating advice to women over 50, what would it be? Know your worth, right? We've got to take a stand and find a quality man. Woo! Amen.
Wow, there it is. I got to get with Lisa Copeland and find me my quality man. From findaqualityman.com, I'm Jamie Boone.
Welcome to There's a Coach for That TV.
Well, you said a lot of things throughout the series, Lisa, that I know I did. As I just fessed up. And I believe why I'm happy. I mean, you know, we still bicker and stuff like any other marriage couple, but I'm my happiest now because I finally put some space between the last one and me, about a year. And I went to art stuff. I did things with me. What I found out is, personally for myself, I had to love and be comfortable with just being with Raven because I was going from man to man to man. I actually hardly ever dated. It went from marriage to marriage to marriage because I don't like being with someone that's with someone. I'm very, what do you call it? I got you mine, okay? And nobody else, period, okay? Don't even think about it. And so I made a list of not just what the no's, I wasn't going to take it from a guy, but I made a list of things that I knew. I had to look in the mirror and be honest about what I was getting back from every single one that ended. If they all say the same thing, I'd just take it as it is. If every single person you're dating or married say 2 or 3 things and they all say the same thing, 9 times out of 10, you're doing it. I mean, seriously, you are doing it. You really need to take a hard look at why you're doing it and make the decision. Are you willing to stop? You know, and for me, I would just kept carrying baggage. A lot of times we just carry that baggage. I mean, the husband I'm with now, number 4, my soulmate, finally found him. And when I was 60, we got married, 60, I don't know, 63 or something, we got married. And he said, let the man do the crime. What do you say? Yeah, let the man do the crime or something. It was some kind of rhyme, he said, before he does the time. Because I was like, oh, you just like Sonic. And I, like you were talking about self-sabotaging. We almost didn't make it to, you know, through the wedding rather, because I kept bringing up old stuff, you know, and a lot of times we see if the light is blinking red, we're like, okay, you know, and we're not giving them an opportunity. Do you find that sometimes women are doing?
I think
maybe not as extreme as me. I get it, but
I think the biggest problem is we were taught absolute crap about Prince Charming. Thank you, Disney. You know, and all the, you know,
blame it on Disney.
Disney, Universal Studio, all of it, you know, the princess who swept off her feet. And I've said this before, when I first got divorced, I was like, okay, my Prince Charming's going to come in, swoop me off my feet, pay for everything. We never argue. I mean, this is not real.
It's not real. It's crazy.
You come in as 2 people with all your stuff, and it's about sharing values so that you can work through and create an amazing relationship together that works. And it's really being open to what that looks like and watching those expectations of what it has to look like.
Yeah.
Create something that feels good to the two of you and stop looking for Prince Charming. We all
That's
got crap we're
yeah,
carrying.
really. And we're all
Even Prince
human.
Charming.
Yeah, yeah. We're all humans. You might be able to get a Prince Charming AI that you know, but if you get in a human, hey, you gotta allow him to make his mistakes like he has to allow you to make yours. What's the biggest myth that's out there as far as dating that you find more and more people are talking about, but you're like, that's just a myth?
I would say it's that there's no one out there. It's a myth. There are men out there.
Or you too
And
old or something like that.
too old, or men only want younger women. There are men that almost all men will try a younger woman if they can get it. But younger women, unless they got daddy issues, they don't, or unless
I
the
never
guy's really
understand.
rich, they're
Yeah.
not gonna, it's like dating your daddy or grandpa.
Yeah.
And, men come back down from that planet, a lot of them, and they realize, oh my God, these women are dynamic, that are they're closer to their age. And the most interesting thing is younger men want older women because they consider them so much better than their age. And women will say to me, why does he want to date me? I had a client she married a guy 10 years younger than her, but she had a really hard time with why me? I'm 10 years older
Yeah.
than you. But when you think about
Wow.
it, if you're
Yeah.
taking really good care of yourself, women live longer. You got someone that'll be around for you a long time.
A long time. For
You better
real.
love them. Now you better be able to work things through and have good communication.
Oh my God. Communication. Good communication is so important. All right, ladies. Are you basically someone that's, been wanting not just a man, but a quality man? Does that sound like you? Have you been wondering where the heck am I going to find them? How is this going to happen? What am I really looking for? And you just need some clarity on that. Someone I have been blessed to interview several times has become a friend. Les Brown is known for saying, you can't see the picture for being in the frame. Yeah. So that's why there's a coach for that. And her name is Lisa Copeland. You don't have to look far to find her. There she is. There she is. There she is. So take advantage of that. Lisa, how can they get in contact with you?
Well, let me give you my website. It's super easy to remember. It's findaqualityman.com because that's what you usually want is a quality man. So findaqualityman.com.
There you go. So you're ready to take the next step and you're not going to get in your own way. Let her know. Say, she ready. I'm ready. Okay. But make sure you do the work so you can be like so many, and she has many happy clients that Lisa have, and they found their quality man. So get yours. You better get it because AI is taking over. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't think you can go to sleep with AI.
This has been great. Thank you. We want to thank everybody for watching. Remember, you can watch all 3 episodes on demand. We kept them from being on demand till this one aired because we wanted you to show up for each one. Now that this one is aired, you can watch all 3 anytime you want. Okay. So it's on you now to take that big step, get out your own way, and believe that no matter your age, no matter what you went through, no matter all the rest, if you just do what your coach tells you to do. We're talking about Lisa Copeland, because I know you're going to go get her. I mean, with a website like that and the domain, how could you not? I wish I would have done it. It would have saved me a whole bunch of headaches. Run, don't walk over to qualityman.com, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for joining us, Lisa.
Thank you.
You've been watching There's a Coach for That TV with our special guest Lisa Copeland and Finding a Quality Man.
Ladies, can we talk about dating after 50? Because apparently some men think emotionally available means they own a phone. You go on a date, he talks about his ex. 45 minutes.
She threw away my prized golf clubs. She really broke my heart. But if you change, you let them win, right?
Sir, I am not your therapist.
Or my favorite.
I'm very passionate about my career. I'm not really looking for anything serious.
Then why are you here, Bob? This isn't Costco. You can't just sample women. And let's be honest, you're not desperate, you're not too picky, and you are definitely not invisible.
You just don't want to waste time anymore. You want a kind man, a grown-up man, a quality man.
I'm Lisa Copeland. If you're ready to stop dating projects and start dating partners, visit findaqualityman.com because Bob is not the prize. You are.
Lisa showed me how to present myself in a way that attracted quality men who truly appreciate women our age. The Quality Man template helped me focus on exactly what I was looking for. I found my quality guy, and worth every moment of the journey.
I came to Lisa feeling lost. Within 1 month of joining Lisa's program, everything changed. I met my sweetheart, and we're getting married in May. Lisa gave me renewed hope and the tools I needed. Her program is the best investment I ever made, and I tell everyone I know about it.
There's a coach for that. TV.